live. We're going to talk a little bit more about some of the shots we're working on. Yad, if you want to share your screen, go ahead and feel free. So
Definitely, but I'm just like trying to sign in my Zoom.
sign in. Yeah, no, I
Yes,
get it. Yeah, I had some stuff that I was working on last night. So yeah, whenever you're ready. Um, let's see here. Get your
Mm. So, Mr. Greg, here is the Unreal. I do want to show you Unreal because I have issues with Unreal, but I just
okay.
want to show you
It's
how is
very
the
dark.
process
Okay.
end.
Okay.
So just let me discover that. Why it doesn't show the full screen? Okay, I'm sorry.
You know, I can see it. I mean,
You can see it?
yeah.
So, Mr. Greg, you can see full screen, right?
Yeah, see, so what I'm seeing is the camera looking straight over the hood through the windshield,
No, not
and
this
he's
one.
driving. Yeah, there you go.
So let's back from the beginning. Mr. Greg, I'm sorry, he changed the camera. Can you give me until 10:30? Until the
Yeah,
9
that's
here, I'm
fine.
so sorry.
No, that's fine. The one thing I do need to talk to you about too is I've got other shots I would love you to be able to at least move the camera for me on if you want.
Definitely, no worries.
Okay,
Just,
cool.
but like Mr. Greg, if you can see, like, look,
It looks good. I mean,
yeah, they,
look at them.
I, I'm so sorry. Just like until 10:30, until the 9 here. I'm really so
Fair
sorry
enough.
about that.
No, that's fine. No worries.
Thank
But I
you.
like it. I see where you're going with it, and I can't wait to get the camera moving in there. So, um,
I will show you that shortly. Thank you.
very cool. Yeah, absolutely. Um, so I'm gonna open up on my end here. I'm gonna kind of show you guys something that I've been doing. And Dion, I'm gonna let you take this one over here in a second. If I could find it, it would be fantastic. There we go. Come on, Unreal. Do your thing. I know this makes for compelling live streaming, watching me open Unreal. So what I did, you can kind of see it in my library here. I told you guys I bought uh some tree packs. I showed you guys some of that stuff. I went in and I added um some of that stuff, and just to at least get some visual representation of what's going on, and it makes sense. So I ran into a fun little issue with the foliage editor, which I'm trying to work out. There is there's a level of detail thing that they use because it's a game engine. So if, like if you paint grass on a hillside, there's essentially a radius around the camera that will that allows you to draw the high resolution grass, and then what it does is it, like, okay, so it's gonna come into place here in just a second. Here we go. this looks so much worse than it actually is. It's drawing its way. So I started placing some trees, some assets, and I had also this one. So you can see that, like some of the assets look okay. But right out here is where it kind of like in this distance from the camera is where it starts to switch to like the lower resolution assets. So I'm trying to get it to deal with a little bit farther away from the camera. So that's been one of the issues that I've been dealing with. Um, but we're getting to a point where we're starting to make some headway with this stuff. With at least placement of things. Yeah, Dion, I'm gonna want to get into it with getting the road, at least some surface on that road, and then the fence line in there also. I think that'll look good, and then we'll work on
I
adding
was
more
working
detail.
on it. I was working on it last night. I don't know why it's not there. I put the fence in there and I put the surface on the road.
Mm.
Did you save any of it?
Did
Of
you
course. Of
did
course I
you
did.
see trees in there?
Yeah, I saw the trees. I saw everything that you did. And I
Really?
just made the road a little bit more slimmer, moved it
Um,
over a little bit,
okay.
and I
Okay,
added the
I have not made any changes, so it's entirely possible that the stuff hasn't synced from your side yet. When was the last time you closed? Well, it doesn't really matter because if you open it on your side, it'll be what it needs to be. It'll be the current version, if that makes sense.
hmm
Hopefully, I mean, hopefully there's nothing that's because that should have been drawing from I mean, it theoretically we should have been drawing from the G drive, but I haven't opened it today. So, um, if stuff hasn't synced from your side to
hmm
the main G drive, that might be what's going on. So,
Okay. No, I'm gonna check and see if it's
okay,
synced.
that's good. The thing that I want to do, so I got up this morning and I kind of got into how the tasks are running. I want to make sure that we're getting the shots themselves blocked in. So we kind of have a double duty that needs to be done for the environmental stuff, right? So like Dion, your farm road area also is going to double the um for the beauty section of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the two Unreal projects, and I'm going to have like Yad go through and set up the camera moves in there. And what we can do is you keep working on the environmentals, and then we can, we'll have the vehicle placed where it needs to be placed, and we'll have the main assets where they need to be placed for blocking purposes. And then what we'll do is we can just export those cameras and the sequences and import them into the current environmental sequence. And then so those camera angles will be in the same spot. And that way we don't have to be worrying about making sure that the two sequences are exactly the same. As long as the placement is the same, the position of the road, position of the farmyard, and all that stuff is the same in the same spot. Those camera positions will work if that makes sense. So we can transfer them from one to the other. So, because I do need to get these shots working so that we can get a lot more specific about where we're building. Because I really kind of got into that last night as like when I was in there painting, environmental stuff, and I'm realizing I was struggling with a few things. Then I just kind of it really focused me down to being able to say, look, get those cameras locked down so we can be really specific about exactly where everything's going, and that'll be useful. I also spent a little bit of time, Joe, with that tractor. I did fix that see-through issue. It's like it's a setting.
Okay.
The problem that I'm having at the moment is that I don't know if the checkbox that I clicked on it, if that's stopping it from casting shadows because it doesn't, I set it in place and it's clearly not casting a shadow. And I feel
It
like,
might be collision required for shadows. I don't know how shadows are generated exactly.
I mean, theoretically, you click the box and you can tell it to generate or not generate shadows, but it feels like it's looking at it as a non-standard piece of software. I mean, a piece of geometry.
You have it checked two-sided, right?
Yeah. So it's
And it's a ray
it
traced issue then.
it came in as an OBJ, and so that this one was weird in comparison to any of the FBXs that we brought in. So it's not a huge issue at the moment because like when I'm saying it's not casting shadows on the land, doesn't feel like it's picking up the exact directionality of the lighting. So that's something we'll have to address. It's not necessarily on your plate to deal with, Joe, because I do want you on those headlights. Um, that's actually gonna become important.
I would.
No,
Can I show you where I'm at
Yeah,
with that right now?
please,
So,
absolutely.
I haven't started modeling. I was still in planning
Yeah,
stuff. And I wanted to get them matched to this, but I
there we
mean,
go.
they're already built.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're just behind that
So I guess then it's a matter of
material. It's more of a
yeah.
materials issue here.
Okay, so
But, I'm not that's, as good, better than I would do, I suppose.
fair enough.
So,
just
Um,
want to make sure that you're using the UV corrected one that Yad made, right?
yeah, that was the next thing I'm saying. So yeah, I know you worked on the Rover. Um, can we get that version that you got that's got the corrected UVs in there? And I'm gonna assume that he's busy with something at the moment, but we'll get that today. So that'll be good. Um, one. There you are. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's how are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Um, okay. What I was gonna say is same deal for yours. Okay, so let's what I want to do with you today, because I've been really happy with what we're doing. I want to make sure that we're cool with the scale of the rover and the position and the position of the road and all that. Like, and so and I just want to check a couple of those things out, and then what we'll do is we'll duplicate yours also and let Yad go in and set up the actual camera angles and the shots.
Mhm.
And then we'll export and then you're going to keep working on the environment, okay? And that's which is what we need is we got to keep that whole thing moving forward. And then what we can do is once he's got those shots dialed in, we'll bring those into yours, and then we can really look through the camera and see exactly what we're seeing. So um because it's Tuesday, early in the week, which is fine. The biggest thing that I'm looking at is really by the end of next week, we got to be really close to being almost done with this thing. And I feel like we're making great progress. Um, the thing that's going to make me the most confident in hitting the end of next week with some of the stuff is going to be having those cameras in and really being able to see what's going on. So that's going to be really helpful because once we have those locked in, then it's a matter of environmental building. It's a matter of lighting. It's a matter of getting some really nice finish on the stuff, getting the reflections working and all that stuff. So a lot to do. Um, but I'm excited to be getting it done. Um, did you have anything that you wanted to show or anything that's changed since
I
yesterday?
I ran into a problem when
Okay.
can I get into a breakout with you whenever you or like cause it's a I don't know how to fix it.
Well, sometimes it's better if we just talk about it
That's
like in
cool.
front,
No problem. No problem. No problem.
because
Um,
sometimes the sometimes the answer comes from the group. So so um anybody else as you're using Unreal, anybody else got any thoughts, comments, things that you want to see or things that you've noticed about Unreal that you like, or things that you don't? Um,
well, never mind. I thought I had a problem. It loaded in correctly this time. I loaded it when I seen last night, and it had an error, and I couldn't even touch it. It something I don't know. Yeah, okay.
don't you love self-correcting problems that have no basis whatsoever?
I was going to talk to you about it this morning. I was just waiting. I was like, well, I got this error
No,
thing.
dude. Well, that's the
And
thing is, I get it, and errors do happen, and we do have to be mindful of stuff, because sometimes things break, and I think that was the case with what I was doing yesterday. Somehow I broke the landscape, and then it just didn't want to like I think the whole paint engine in Unreal decided to crap out, so um, so we had to kind of start over. So but it's working on your end. Can we take a look at it real quick? Is that
yes, sir. Yes,
possible?
sir. Certainly, certainly.
Awesome.
It, this I think they did like a little hot fix or something in the night to Unreal because I'm serious. You remember yesterday I said I had a bunch of landscapes that I was trying to group together and put into a folder.
Yeah.
Hell, they're in a folder now.
See, that's like I think the little Unreal elves have been at work at
That's
night.
weird. Like over here,
Yeah.
remember I had the whole landscape along
Yeah,
with
you
the
did. No, you
thing.
had the whole thing just everywhere. And
Like,
so now did that was something you tried to do and it just didn't register as
yeah,
working?
maybe
Yeah.
it, it got the group actor in there from it, but
Yeah.
that's weird.
That is interesting. Okay, so right at the bottom right of the screen, that's the creek there, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, yeah, okay. Um, yeah, so I think that like the biggest thing is this is a great landmark to have in there, and we're not going to worry about the we don't have the exact ramp down on the ground yet. We'll get there. The bigger solution here is going to be mapping out the camera angles. Can we look at the road and
I,
just kind of make sure that's going where it needs to be going? Yeah, I like it. So where it makes that nice curve to the right,
that's the
yeah,
shot right there.
yeah, exactly. So that's where. So on the left hand side of that, we're gonna put
Like
the
you
fence
said from the back angle right there.
the fence posts and all that stuff, right? That's where they're gonna go.
Yes, sir.
Cool. And then see, then I think it works as it as we put forest around the edges of it, it'll look really nice. So um,
I'll have all that in today.
good.
I know where I was at
Now
on my other one, and I know
what I need to do for you is I need to add some forest assets to it, and uh, since I bought them on my side, I have to open it on my end and tell. Well, actually, I have to be able to apply it on my side. So I'll add those assets, and then you should be able to open it, and those assets will be in your folder, if that makes sense.
yes, sir.
So
It was a couple that had I was going through the thing and I found some pines and the trees like you had in the free ones.
right. I've got some dead ones too. That I do like the dead stuff specifically for the fact that it works great as a filler So like just in between some of those trees. So we don't have to. I don't want perfection in the trees because that looks too. It looks fake. But the dead ones really do help with a few adding some randomness in there. So, um, what's the name of yours? Is what's it called? The name of your scene?
Oh, this right here is
Bridge Crow scene.
SSLR car commercial
Oh, there
version.
it is. Version 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me on my end. I'm gonna have to open it, or
You want me to
just
close
get
it out? Close it?
yeah, and then I'll open
Okay,
it
no
on my
problem.
end, and I can
Okay.
add the tree assets that I've got, and then you'll have them. They'll be in the content for the project. So
Okay, no problem. No problem. No
cool.
problem.
Does anybody else have anything that they want to show or talk about at the moment? Deanna, I don't know if you tried opening it on your end. Um, did it work? Hopefully.
It just says it's not syncing yet, so my drive.
Um, is your Google Drive off? Or
No,
does it say that it's currently syncing?
says currently syncing. Like it's spinning for the farm road, just upload 100%.
Okay, so at the bottom of okay, let's just see. Yeah, okay, so if you
You see it?
yeah, I do. What I was gonna ask is that on the bottom right of your toolbar in Windows there's a little up arrow, and if you look at the Google Drive thing, it
You
should
can't see
tell
it?
you what's that?
You can't see that right
I
now?
cannot. Yeah, I think you're just sharing just that one thing. Yeah, there we go. Well, it says everything's up to date. I don't know. I'm not sure I quite understand because mine's doing something similar.
Mm-hmm.
Why it's saying 100% but it's still got spinning wheels. So, um, let's go ahead and try and open it on your end and see what we get. Just as a concept to you guys, and it's kind of more of a conversation while we're doing this. Does the concept of dailies, does it make sense? Um, is it working for you guys? Hey, you guys, I need to jump off
Oh,
real
yes,
quick.
sir.
I got a phone call here. I got to take it real quick.
Okay,
Apologize.
no problem.
All right. I'll be right back.
Maybe let's just stop the live stream.
See, what did he do? Mr. Greg?
I think he's on the phone, Yad. Give him a second.
Yeah, no worries. How are you doing, man? I'm so sorry about today. My son
Yeah,
is
no worries, man.
crazy.
No worries.
Thank you.
Life happens. You're good.
Thank you.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Wendy, what's up?
I was want to ask, were you going to plan to go see that film?
It depends on when you guys go. I'm pretty busy this week, but I really haven't made up my mind if I want to go yet or not.
Cause I'm still seeing when my dad's gonna be getting the tickets, but it kind of does also depend on what time we get the tickets for um and whatnot. But hopefully we will be able to get those and be able to go. But I'm wondering if there's going to be merch for this movie, considering how big of a film it is.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
And you know what gets weird about all this?
What's that?
You know what gets weird?
What's that?
The literal fact that back on July 8th, we had an F1 tornado come by where